What's up, guys? Boy Benny. In a race that meant so very much the future of this country, it was important to pay attention to all of the details to truly understand what was going on. Now, luckily, more than any election in American history, this election was on camera. There was TikToks being made. There were people going live all the time. Sometimes it was us, backstage going live and showing you what was really happening. It was really neat to get the amount of access because there were some wild, wild events. The assassination attempts, Joe Biden dropping out, the debates. There was some big time events. Trump with the fries, Trump with the garbage truck, iconic stuff, the RFK endorsement. I could go on. The point is that it's great to be able to really jump on and capture moments like this. Moments like this, where at the DNC convention, Nancy Pelosi is chanting, "We love Joe." But does Nancy Pelosi really love Joe? You really love lamp brick? Nancy Pelosi awkwardly chants, "We love Joe," after leading the coup to knife him in the back. Does this really look like Nancy Pelosi loves Joe? Yeah. Looks more like Game of Thrones. Like, I want him to know that I did it. Look at this face. Come on. Any human being that lives in the real world knows exactly what that face is. She hates Joe Biden. And she wanted him out. And she thought that she was going to usher in a new permanent Democrat majority by getting Kamala Harris into office, then naturalizing 30 million criminal aliens, then bringing 70 million more into the country, changing the country forever, and having permanent Democrat control so she would never be charged for her insider trading crimes. But, the amazing thing about fraud and fraudulence, like Kamala Harris's entire campaign was actually fraud. She never won a primary. She never did an interview. Nobody ever voted for Kamala Harris. Is that you end up with results like this. People can smell a liar. They can smell when they've been deceived. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how it's going to shake out. Kamala Harris lost by 5 million votes in the popular vote. Donald Trump won 312 electoral votes to Kamala Harris's embarrassing result. And it's just going to get worse when we mandate federal voter ID for elections, when the census reallocation makes swing states like Texas and Florida so powerful that we don't even need Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, or Michigan anymore. I love you, by the way, to those states. I hope you keep voting red. But what I'm saying is that Democrats have a very, very tough path ahead. And with, of course, deportations for criminal aliens that are here in this country, they're going to have a very, very tough shot at doing what they intended on doing, which was flipping swing states to hard blue states by obviously rigging demographics. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Nancy Pelosi, teary-eyed that none of this worked out for her. You can see here in this photograph. A teary-eyed Nancy Pelosi at Kamala Harris's concession speech. Now, we finally have video from this actual moment, but there may be something that made Kamala Harris more teary-eyed than anything. That was having the mayor of D.C., Muriel Bowser, and the former DNC chairwoman, her name's Donna Brazile, screaming at her before the event. Look at this video. There's no sound associated. There's no audio associated with this video. Nancy Pelosi at Kamala Harris's concession is literally getting berated in public. Imagine what's happening behind the scenes for what she did to knife Joe Biden. She wasn't too happy about it.
Pelosi, how are you feeling today?
I'm so inspired by the Vice President's speech. She has showed so much strength throughout all of this, including today. Of course, I'm very disappointed.
And another 4 years of Donald Trump?
I don't want to even talk about him today.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Democrats in disarray. Pelosi arguing with Donna Brazile after Kamala Harris's defeat. Democrats are in disarray. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi was seen arguing with former DNC chairwoman Donna Brazile. This is the person who snuck Hillary Clinton the questions before the debate in 2016, you might remember. Kamala Harris delivered her concession speech. Kamala set out her campaign co-chair, Cedric Richmond, to tell people to go home on election night. After hiding for nearly 24 hours, Kamala finally spoke. for 12 minutes. Nancy Pelosi was in tears, and she was caught screaming at Donna Brazile and D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser. That's another thing we should get rid of. The D.C. mayor, there shouldn't be a mayor in D.C. D.C. should go back to rule by Congress, which is what it was intended for. D.C. is a fake place. It's not a real city. It's not a real place. I've lived there. Trust me. It would be better run by just an efficiency board in Congress, and having people, be like, actually, you really shouldn't live in D.C. D.C.'s not a real place. It doesn't have senators. It's not a state. It never will be a state. Boo hoo. Blue hoo. Nancy Pelosi. Just look at Pelosi. And this guy's all grins. Look at that. Look at that. Amazing. Nancy Pelosi having a meltdown. And now Nancy Pelosi is stabbing Joe Biden in the back again. Pelosi knifes Biden again as she flips the blame to him for Democrat losses. Now, this is pretty interesting. So Pelosi, who was caught screaming and raging at the Kamala's concession speech. You can see here. Look at this. Look at the fingers. The old insider trader 3-finger. Yeah. The actual insider traitor to our nation, Nancy Pelosi. Imagine what'll come out when we have a real investigation into what Nancy Pelosi did on January 6th. It'll be so exciting. Pelosi, jumping back here. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi twisted the knife further into Joe Biden, suggesting that Democrats should have gotten their opportunity to pick other candidates. The 84-year-old also said, is she really 84? Man, she is decrepit. The 84-year-old also said, she looks every bit of it. The 84-year-old said Biden had dropped out earlier. The party she led for decades would have had time to consider other options. Devastating comments from the California lawmaker to the New York Times erupted on social media after Donald Trump's landslide win. Pelosi's admission that she did not want Kamala Harris to automatically become the nominee after Joe Biden's mid-July dropout appears to be damage control by the Democratic kingmaker because it's her fault that Kamala Harris lost, that Joe Biden lost. The veteran lawmaker admitted that she wanted the president's campaign cancellation, which she helped orchestrate to go a different way. Had the president gotten out sooner, there may have been other candidates in the race, Pelosi said. The anticipation was that if the president were to step aside, there would be an open primary. That primary would have allowed many different Democrat candidates to throw their hats in the ring and make the cases to delegates. An array of candidates appeared to be in the offerings. Some floated Michelle Obama, Gretchen Whitmer, Gavin Newsom. Yeah. Instead, you were stuck. Look at that. Look at this. Oh, man. Every one of them should be in prison. Oh, by the way, remember, Nancy Pelosi said that there was an open primary and Kamala won it. What a witch.
Reportedly said you wanted a sort of an open primary if Joe Biden stepped down. Did you change your mind because you saw all the excitement around Kamala Harris?
No, I didn't change my mind. We had an open primary and she won it. Nobody else got in the race because she was politically astute and...
Oh, yeah. Look at Pelosi now. You reap what you sow. You're a fraud and a criminal. And I hope that there is a full investigation into what you did during January 6th, your actions during January 6th. I hope there are criminal penalties. I hope there are criminal and civil penalties to your insider trading as well. I think this is why Pelosi looks like this. Ladies and gentlemen, the wages of sin. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe to make Pelosi cry again. See ya.